Hey guys, so this Friday is my 10-year high school reunion, and it started to make me think about how people remember you and like the legacy that you leave behind and how you affect people's lives for so many years. And I know this because for me, middle school and high school were very difficult periods in my life. People were very mean to me, definitely got bullied, made fun of a lot, and just like put through hard times, which I now look back on and I feel like really helped transform me as a person, helped me gain a lot of character, a lot of empathy, I think, and overall like was worth it. And I'm glad that happened to me because I'm someone who could handle it. And even at the time, if it was like the worst thing ever and it felt horrible being feeling like an outcast, feeling like you didn't belong, feeling like people didn't like you, people didn't understand you, I think that ultimately it served its purpose, and I'm able to look back on those times with fond memories, even if during it was pretty difficult. But on the topic of empathy and feeling for others, like that has been something that has been ingrained in me, I think since I was a child. Like I feel like I've always known right from wrong, and I've always had such a strong sense of justice within my heart and my soul of like, why would I pick on someone else? Like, for what reason? Like, why would I call attention to something about them that they're uncomfortable about, or they don't like, or they can't fix, or they have no control over, or something that they like to do? Why would I make fun of someone in that moment? And worst of all, like, why would I join in on that with other people if I ever witnessed it? And I was always the first to stand up for people, and I still get messages to this day from people that I went to high school with and middle school with that are like, I remember when you did this for me, or you invited me to sit with you at lunch, or you stood up for me, or whatever. And I think that's because I never felt like so in a group where I felt like I couldn't push back against people. I always felt like I'm going to do the right thing, whether or not it's like the cool thing or it's what everyone else agrees with. Like if someone's being put down and made to feel uncomfortable and pushed out, like I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen. And I think that's also why I just have a zero tolerance for people that make fun of others, because I think it's just so disgusting and really gross and like the lowest form of human interaction, honestly. Like, you can be quiet, or you can keep things to yourself, or you can go out of your way to make someone feel included and happy and confident within themselves. You can compliment them, and you never know how much that is going to really impact someone's day and like change their whole perspective on you, on life, on their day, whatever it may be. And it's so easy to do that. And I feel like kindness now is something where when someone comes up to you and gives you a compliment, like people are shocked and surprised, and that's because it doesn't happen that often, and it shouldn't be that way. But with that said, I've been thinking about everything because of this reunion, and like I said, I don't even know if I'm gonna go, but if I do, something funny that I think about is, obviously when I was that age in high school, I really pride myself on the fact that I don't think I was ever truly mean to someone for no reason. Not including girls who slept with my boyfriend at that time or something. Yeah, I was mean to them, but like just a random person, like never. Like I would just not do that. But that's not to say that didn't happen to me. It did. And I even think back to like middle school when I started my YouTube videos, and I would be putting on makeup in the back of class, like putting on lip gloss or something. Totally harmless, not gonna hurt anyone, not distracting anyone. And there were like 3 or so boys that I can think of, and they were all in different classes, but they would make fun of me so much, and they would call out the fact that I was putting makeup on and be like, Megan's so weird, she's so like obsessed with herself, and like put my YouTube videos up on the big screen so everyone was watching them in class, and just like picking on me. And they were always the guys that were like class clowns, and to me, like, having girls be rude, like, I understood that. Like, I got that. Like, I understand that's gonna happen. But, like, the guys was, like, a weird thing. And now that we're grown and we're adults, in the moment, also, that stuff really bothered me. And it really made me feel uncomfortable, and it made me second guess what I was doing, and made me wonder, like, why am I weird? Like, why am I doing this? And, like, putting a target on my back in sorts of, making these videos, or being interested in this stuff, or just, like, being who I really am, which, like, I wanted to wear high heels to school. I wanted to curl my hair. I wanted to put on lip gloss, like, And the thing that's kind of interesting is all of those guys now are openly gay, which it's not weird that they're gay, but it's interesting that at that time it probably was something that they didn't feel super comfortable with or want to be open about. So to kind of remove that feeling from themselves, they decided to make fun of someone else, or directed at me. Maybe if then I was the butt of the joke, or like the joke of the class, no one was going to make fun of them or like catch on to them or whatever. And I just think about that because I really do think that how you treat people stays with them for so long. And I think a lot of times, like, maybe I can't remember the exact words that they said, but I remember the shame and like feeling that they gave me of making me feel weird, and like, a spotlight was put on me in a negative way. And just, I think about that because I'm like, why would you ever go out of your way and be mean to someone? Like, why would you want to do that? And I don't know, it's something that as I become older and eventually want to have children and raise them, like, I'm going to raise them, I hope, to be just kind, gentle souls that stand up for people and that are, good in their heart, and know that if they feel uncomfortable or they feel something negative, the way to deal with that is to not pick on someone else and to not call attention to something else that someone may be uncomfortable about. And to just really remember that what you do and say to people sticks with them, and it can stick with someone their whole life. And I'm sure, regardless of those guys, but anyone else that's ever been rude to me in my life, like, I'm sure they don't even remember it, and I'm sure they don't even recall what it was. But I remember it. Like, I remember those feelings, and I remember, going home and crying myself to sleep and feeling so uncomfortable and unwanted and included. And I don't know, as I'm an adult, I realize and I look back that, like, none of that matters. No one cares about what went on in middle school and high school, but you still feel that within your heart. And I feel like that's the important thing, is just for people to know that their words and their actions matter, and how you make people feel stays with them. So why not live on the legacy that you were like a nice person that included people, made them feel comfortable, made them feel warm and invited. And like, how beautiful of a thing is that when people are reminiscing on their lives, they remember you in that moment and something that you went out of your way to do that is so easy, but like can truly change the trajectory of someone's day, someone's year, someone's life, honestly. And I know that sounds dramatic, but like, I do believe that there are people where, a nice gesture or a nice comment or just including them did change the way they like fully felt about themselves in those difficult years of growing up and gaining confidence and trying to figure out who we are. And people are still like that to this day. Like, I think even though we're adults and like we feel grown, like it always feels nice to have someone compliment you and go out of their way and be kind. And all that to be said, I don't know if I'm going to the reunion, but if I do, like, I'm curious to see people. I'm interested to like learn about everyone's life and what's been going on. But I'm just like, I'm so happy and grateful in my life. And I know that a lot of that comes back to just being a good person, being a nice person, caring about others, and just trying to go out of your way to just be kind. And I think it's just such a simple act, but as we get older, it's fascinating to me to think about the versions of people that live on in someone else's life. So like, someone can have a view of you that is nothing really close to who you are now, but it's their version of you that they were shown at a given moment. And like, why would you ever want that to be something negative and something horrible? And worst of all, like something mean-spirited and just cruel. Like, that to me is like almost embarrassing. Like, I can't imagine that, and I can't imagine really being any age. I mean, I know obviously when people are kids, like, kids will be kids and they're gonna be mean and whatever, but I also still don't get that. Like, I don't really connect with that, because even when I was a child, like, I knew things were wrong, and I knew like it wasn't cool to like make fun of someone and be mean to someone. But all that to be said, it's going to be my 10-year high school reunion, so let me know if you guys went to yours, how it was, what it was like, if I should go. I probably will, maybe for a little bit. I don't know though. So we'll see. But anyways, hope you guys have a wonderful holiday, and I'll see you guys soon. Let me know if there's anything you remember from like middle school, high school, elementary school. I'm sure we do, because I swear, like, everyone that I talk to, they have like these moments that are burned in their brains, whether they're good or bad, from those years. So I just think it's kind of something interesting to look back on and think about. And hopefully with this next generation of our children, teach them the right way, teach them the way to be kind and sweet, and to hopefully hopefully leave a lasting impression on someone that's positive. All right, bye guys.